The NES was a great system, and still is today. And that's why today, we're going to review the NES system. Now, my NES works really good already. Well, still it does. After 20 years of games, this still works really good. Watch this copy of Super Mario.com and World Class Track Meet. Kidding? Hey, it's a solid blue this time. There it is. Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt and World Class Track Meets. 3 great games into one. Now, I also like the design of the games. Just look at it. Nice big design telling you, hey, I'm the big one here. Here, hold on. Let's compare this to Atari. Take Pitfall. I just got this game, Pitfall. Compare this. Let's compare it. And yeah. And let's also compare this to a Genesis game. Let's put this right here, I guess. Genesis was made in 1989. Well, the first one. This isn't a game from it. You can see how much smaller this is. 16 bits is smaller than 8 bits. And yeah, it's true. But you won't believe what's actually in these games. What are these games trying to tell us? Why are they so big? I don't know. I don't know why they're so big, actually. But I do know one thing. I know what's inside it. So, I'm actually going to show you what's inside one of these game cards. What is inside of one of these game cards. I'm going to open a game card from 1987. I switched around the NES games because I can't find room for everything. We're going to take apart Rad Racers. It's the only one I can take apart because the screws are different. Let's get our screwdriver. And right here, I guess we'll take it apart right here. Alright. Now, there are 3 screws on the side. 1, 2, 3. And on the top, there's 2 little pins. So you have to pry out once you're done with all these screws. So, I'm going to get these screws open. You just wait right there. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I got the 3 screws out. There we go. There's the 3 screws. And now, you pull this part up, and this part, and then out. And, what's this? What is this? What's that doing there? Game Boy Advance wasn't even made this time. What is this? Oh, something. A note? Okay. So Super Mario 2 and GBA? Make it on NES? We'll copy a Japanese game? What? Well, sure they copied it, but... Nintendo. We'll put this aside, I guess. Play that later. And this is all that's in an NES cartridge. Out of all the space they use, let's see. Put this back in somehow. Look at this. Out of all this, they chose to use this much space. Why? Why, Nintendo? Why would you do this, and why would you put this in there? Some kind of note? Why would you want to do this? Super Mario 2 and GBA, are you kidding me? I don't know how Nintendo does this. And why they did this? Why did you make Rad Racer have Super Mario 2 in it on GBA and a note that says to make it on NES? This was made in 2001. And I don't think computers were made at this time. So I don't know how you'd print this. And why did they make this so small? There's so much questions just about this one cartridge. See these little chips here? That one says NES RC0PRG. This one says Sharp Japan, and this one says 1987 Nintendo. This one says Nintendo, and that says 1987 Nintendo right there. You can't see it. It says 1987 Nintendo. Let's move that. Nintendo NES SG ROM 02. Seriously, you think this was a good idea? Was this a good idea? Look at how small you could have made these games. Why is it so big? Look at all the space. You could put another game in it. You could put a whole nother game in this one cartridge. I'm not kidding. You could put 2 games into this huge thing. Caution, don't open this up because there's nothing in it. There's only this. Well, why did they do that? And in order to do this, at least I could play it. Well, at least I get a free Super Mario on GBA and a free note from Nintendo saying to make it on NES. It was from the creator of NES. I don't know what's he doing writing notes and putting in random games? Doesn't he know people might find these? To Nintendo. Maybe it was supposed to go to Nintendo, but I bought it, I guess. Well, I'll keep that just in case. And I'll play this later. I'll play this game later. Super Mario, looks like it's Super Mario Advance. Let's play it later. But for this, let's put this back together. This big cart. This little data. Small game. Big price. Big game. Yeah, that's what we want to do. There were also an assortment of NES games, like racing games, flying games, adventure games, or shooting games, action games, arcade games, sports games, and even bad games. Oh yeah, it's bad. Now before we get to this game, we're gonna just check out Batman. I just picked out the first game, the first random game I had. Yeah. So this system is still very good, and it still works. So maybe I can show you a little more about this. Just stay tuned for part 2, and we'll have everything else on this awesome system right here next time. And also, be sure pretty soon to watch this awesomeness system be reviewed. Stay tuned for part 2, and later this. Oh yeah. This game's awesome. Oh, great. Let's go. Oh yeah. This game's awesome. I should have taken that game apart years ago, once I had it. Glad I opened that cartridge up. Found this. It's an awesome game.